Yesterday we discussed about the all data import operations, right? Today we will see how data export we do. Okay. For that I'm logging to the Salesforce org. On the other side, let me open up our notes. And just take another class on flows, okay? This is especially, these notes are related to the data management tools. Okay. Yesterday we have seen how to do the import operations. The next thing that you need to learn is how to do the data export operations. Okay. For the data export also, we have different tools like data loader, Salesforce inspector, and there is a inbuilt out of the box tool is data export. Okay. Here this is something. Data export lets you prepare a copy of all your data in salesforce.com. From this page, you can start the export process manually or is scheduled to run it automatically. When an export is ready for download, you will need to receive an email containing a link that allows you download the files. The export files also available on this page for 48 hours, after which time they are deleted. Okay, that means when you set there are two things. If you want to export immediately, you can export it, or else if you want to do this particular exports every day on certain time, that means scheduled time, you can schedule it. After the export is ready, whenever the export is ready, you will receive an email notification to download that exported file. It will be exported in the CSV formats, so we can download that CSV file. Okay. In case of schedule, it looks just simply like that. Okay. It's like what is the start date and what is the end date. That is from which date to which date you want to run this job. Okay. This is just running the job, guys. If you want to run monthly, it's every month, or frequency. It's day one, day two, day three. That means what is the current days of that month? Or if you want to mention first Sunday or first Monday, first Tuesday. So what is the time? Here we are just checking the setting up the time. Okay. So first day of every month. Okay. Or first Sunday of every month. Or second day of every month. Okay. So last Sunday, first day. Like that, you can schedule like a daily or weekly. Okay. Here you can schedule like first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, like that. Or else you can schedule every Sunday. Okay. Every first Sunday or second Sunday, third Sunday, fourth Sunday, or last Sunday. Okay. A particular day, if you want to run, you can select this way. A particular date, if you want to run, this is the first option. Okay. Every last Sunday, I would like to run this export. Okay. that export, what is the preferred time. So it's better to select non-working hours. So 1 a.m. and this job I would like to start from 28th and I would like to end. You can select the end date here. So it displays the calendar. If you want to run or take these exports for 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, whatever the end date would like to give, you can give. Here it displays all the objects. If you would like to include all the data, or you can select a particular objects. Okay, like I just want opportunities data and I just want leads data, accounts data. Like that, you can select the required data. These are all objects. Okay, so you can select the required object, or if you want to include all, you can just simply select include all data. Okay, you can individually select it or you can select include all data. This is the exports. Basically, we have to set it up. We have to take the backups monthly once, guys, at least. Okay, so that if anybody logged in and if they do any, and I mean nobody will do mistakes in the production, guys, knowingly, because everybody will be very careful when working with the production apps. But in case by mistake if something happens, somebody deleted our records, still those records are available in our exports. Okay, that's the reason we always use data export operation. This is just now I just scheduled one report. So it runs obviously. The next report runs on 23rd, 2nd, 2025. Okay. Always last Sunday, right? I have selected the frequency of last Sunday. This month, last Sunday is already over on 26th. So that's the reason it's scheduled last Sunday of next month. So it went to the February and it checked it out when was the last Sunday. So the last Sunday of the next month is 23rd. So this runs on 23rd. Okay, again after the run is completed, you will get the notification and you have to download that in 48 hours. If 48 hours is completed, you haven't downloaded, then you will not able to see that file here. Okay, within 48 hours, we have to download it. And after that, again, the next scheduled export automatically changed to March 30th because March 30th is the last last Sunday in the March month. Okay, this is how we can schedule a data export. We generally use this feature for frequent backing up the data, for frequent backup of production data. No, that is for something scheduling. Apart from that, you can simply export right away itself. Okay, so that is something. I can select some object, opportunity object. Okay, and click on start export. This is something like that. This is immediate export. Once your export is completed, I'll receive the email notification. Then I can come to here and I can download it. But this is just something which is just for now itself. That's it. It will not run any automatic jobs in the next month or after some time. Nothing like that. Okay, this is the internal data export operations, guys. So whatever the data which is present on the opportunity, if you want to export it, you can export it. But the problem here is it is going to export each and everything. Okay, each and everything, all the fields. That is the thing of data export. So now the data export is data import and other limitations. Okay. Today we discussed about the data import wizard and data import wizard steps and other tools for import. Now we are going to discuss about the data export. Okay. Data export we can do using multiple tools. One of that is out of the box. Out of the box, or another term that they use is the inbuilt data export tool. And the second one is data loader or Salesforce inspector. Okay, this is the second tool. Again, what are the limitations of, what are the differences between otherwise, we use the limitation word itself. Limitations of data export wizard, data export out of the box functionality. Okay. One of the limitation is export all okay. So one of the limitation is using data export wizard, you cannot export the deleted records. You can export only the records which are currently present in Salesforce. You cannot export recycle bin. Records which are deleted and present in recycle bin. This is one of the limitation. Using Salesforce inspector or data loader, we can do that, guys. Okay, I can show you. So once the export is done, okay, we can just download the file. It downloads a zip file, and inside that we have CSV file. See, this is how the data gets exported. This is like all the fields which are present on opportunity object, and these are all nothing but all the records information. Okay, this is how it exports. The problem is, let me open up this file. Okay, before that, let me just open up the inspector and data Salesforce inspector also. So now today we are dealing about the data export operation. Here it is something like that. Select ID is the general. So whenever you want to export, guys, you have to write the queries. Simple SQL queries type. In Salesforce, we call this as the SOQL queries. Okay. To export anything. So these are the limitations, and it has advantages also. Okay. What are the advantages of data export tool. So one of the advantages is no need to write any SOQL queries to extract records. Okay, there's no query. SOQL is abbreviation of Salesforce Object Query Language, guys. Salesforce Object Query Language. Basically, you heard about the SQL language, right? SOQL also simply looks the same way. We will write the same kind of queries, but in Salesforce, we call that as the Salesforce Object Query Language. Okay. SOQL queries they will call sales because we are querying the Salesforce objects. That's the reason we call it as a Salesforce object query language. So advantage of data export tool is no need of write any queries. Okay, that is one of the advantage. And in the same time, there is a limitation on the same thing. No way to select the required fields information. All fields will get extracted automatically gets extracted. If I want to extract only 10 fields information, that is not possible using the data export wizard. Okay. Whereas that is possible in, the advantage is no need to write the query. Automatically, you just need to check the checkbox. And the second advantage is we can schedule, we can we can export data on schedule basis. Okay, like we can have automatic data export on schedule basic. Okay, that is the advantage. So this feature is very helpful while we are when we need for backups. Okay, this feature is very helpful to take backups. Okay, that is the advantage. This feature is very helpful to take backups. That is the advantage. So there are two disadvantages. One is that we can we can export only the records which are present, but if we delete anything, that are going to get stored in the recycle bin. For example, opportunities. Let me see how many opportunities we have. Okay, instead of recently viewed, all opportunities. Okay, I can see 27 items on the opportunities. If I go to the data export wizard, I'm writing the simple query, guys. It's the simple format. Select and then field names from table name. So object name, opportunity. So when you write this one, in the down it gives the all the fields information. Okay. If you want to add all the fields, you can just select and click on add. You can just select and then click on plus. Okay. You can just copy it and you can add it like this. Whenever you want to query all the fields, you can just copy and add it. Okay. And when you click on export, okay, here all the fields should be divided by comma and click on export. Missing value at last close date changed history. Okay, all these fields, guys, comma is missing. Okay, we just need to add the commas. No such column. Last amount changed history ID. Okay. When you click on export, automatically it is displaying 27 records. Okay. There is a checkbox, guys. Include deleted and archived records. Okay. When you click on export, still it is displaying 27 records because none of the opportunity record we have deleted, right? Let me delete some of the reports, some of the record. So GenPoint SLA is one of the record. I am deleting it. Okay. And Grand Hotels and Emergency Generator, I am deleting it. So there are two opportunities I have deleted. So whenever you export it, simply it displays only 25 records, guys. Okay, because two records we have deleted it. But there is an option to check the checkbox. Whenever you check the checkbox, it includes, you can see 27 records which are present in recycle bin. But as I told you, if you use the data export tool now, so setup, data export. So daily you can do only export one time, guys. Okay. That is the another thing. You can do the export only once. That is the one. That is the another drawback. If you want to do multiple extracts on multiple objects, this is not possible. Okay. So the third thing is export now operation. We can do only once per day. That is a limitation. Okay. So that's the reason whenever we want, but this from the Salesforce inspector, you can do any number of times. There is no issue at all. Okay. Here we can just simply select the fields. These are the list of opportunity fields. We can select the whatever the field we want and we can click on export. It will display the data. You can just copy it as a CSV or copy it as a JSON. Okay. Copy it as a Excel file. So as I told you, when I click on this checkbox, it is displaying 27 records. It is considering the records which are present in recycle bin. Okay. So as soon as I select the delete the records, it automatically go to a recycle bin and it is showing up the records here. Okay, if I select any record from the recycle bin, okay guys, this is something hard delete. So permanently delete opportunity. Are you sure you want to delete? You can't undo this. If anything is deleted from the recycle bin, you can't undo it, guys. So very careful. We should never delete the things. Basically, we should never delete the things in production. And if anything is deleted also, it should be um, from the recycle bin. At least you can restore it, but anything that you deleted from the recycle bin, there is no way that you will get that record. Okay. So right now, if you just export it, the operation is running, guys. Okay, 25 records. If you include the records in the export, still it is showing 27, guys, because we are in 30 days of period. Okay. But after 30 days, it will not display you the records. Include deleted and archived records. Okay. So this is one of your, if you check this checkbox, we will find out those records which are deleted from the recycle bin. That is also only for a particular time period. Okay. That is very important, and that is the advantage of this tool compared to the export operation. Here we can get the deleted records also. But if we have the export operation, it will just display the 25 records. That's it, guys. Data export is nothing but querying the information that we need. We can query whatever the information we want on different objects. So select ID, comma, case number from case. Okay. These are all different fields which are present on case. If you want to see what all fields which are present on case, you can just simply give the comma. Then it will display all the fields which are present on this case. If you are not aware of any field also, guys, you can just give the ID, comma. Then it will display all the fields which are present in that particular object. So this is it's kind of that is giving you the auto suggestions. These are the different fields that you can add. So whenever you just select it, account, whenever you select account, it is displaying all the accounts fields that you can access it. Okay. But this is kind of accessing the parent fields, guys. So here, whenever case and account are the parent child relation ones, you know, right? Whenever you want to access your parent fields in the SQL query, that you have to use that particular account dot, and you can access the account fields. This is how you can access the parent information from child object. Okay. So obviously the last before the from, there should not be any comma. So we have to take off that thing. Now case number is a field on the case, but account number is something like that. Basically the parent field. From the child record, if you want to access the parent information, you have to give that parent account dot account number. Okay. What is this account? In case of custom relations, how it works? Okay. Let me try policy. So whenever you give from, if you try to give some object, policy plans. POLICI. Okay. Every time when we are querying the whenever we are writing SQL queries or whenever we are writing the code, guys, Apex code, we always use the API names. Okay, this is the API name. So select ID from this particular policy, export. Okay, it has the three records. Okay, and whenever we try to give just a comma next to ID, it displays all the fields. Okay. We have a custom relationship, right? So, so if we go to the policy object, fields and relationship, this is the custom relationship that we have formed. So this is account, this field is the parent field in my in policies object. Account is the one we have the account is the master object, but this is the custom object and this is the custom lookup master detail field that we have created. So whenever you want to use this type of this custom kind of thing, always you have to mention the child relationship name. Okay, so policies is the child relationship name. Just remember this, guys. Okay, this is the parent object and policies is the child relationship names. So I will show you how to extract information when you are writing a query on the child object, how to extract the parent information. When you are writing a queries on the parent object, how to extract the child information. Okay, so right now I am querying on the policy object. Okay, here how to extract the parent. In case of custom relationships, it's always underscore dot. Okay, previously when I am writing the opportunities, I just given account dot account number. Sorry, on the cases I have given, you can just see the query history, guys. Whatever the queries you ran here, all will get stored in the query history. Okay, it will just store around 20 queries. That's it, guys. Recent 20 queries. Okay, here when I am accessing about the case and account has a standard relationship. That's the reason that time you always just need to give account dot account number. That will give you the account number. Okay. But whereas here you have a custom relationship. Okay. None of the policy is associated to account, it seems. Okay. Account is there. Then why it's not pulling the account number? Maybe these are the accounts which might not have account numbers. Let me just open up this in Salesforce. View in Salesforce. Details. Yeah, these are the accounts which does not have account numbers, guys. These are the just dummy accounts which I have created. So if I populate any of the account number and if I go to the data export and if I run the query, see whatever the associated account number we were able to access. In case of what I'm trying to explain you here, guys, in case of standard relations, it's just account dot. But whereas in case of custom relations, you have to mention underscore underscore R. Generally, when you create the custom relation, that will display the API name as underscore underscore C, right? That relationship field name will become underscore underscore C because this is the custom relation that we created. So it is saying underscore underscore C. But when you are writing SOQL queries, that underscore underscore C should be replaced with underscore underscore R. Okay. This is the one thing you have to remember when you are working with the export operations. Whenever you are querying on the child object and whenever you want to get information from the parent object, from the parent record, then you have to reference like account underscore underscore R. Okay. The other thing, for example, I am running the query on parent object, account object, and I would like to see all my child records. Okay. That case, we have to write the inner queries, guys. Okay. Select ID, comma. So inner queries, this we call it as a inner queries. Inside writing the inner queries, if I give just a policy, this is my object name, right? Policy is my object name. I am on my account object and I would like to see all the policies which are associated to this particular account. In such scenario, we will write the inner queries. Okay, because a parent can contain multiple child records. So we have to write the inner queries. This query we call it as an inner query. Query inside query. Okay. Whenever you click on export, it is displaying an error. Okay. Because don't understand the relationship. Okay. Whenever you give the policy underscore underscore C, it didn't understand the relationship between the account and policy. So where do we find what is the relationship name that is present? That is nothing but the child relationship, guys. Okay. These child relationship name we use for the inner queries. Okay. Whenever you are writing the inner queries, you always provide child relationship names. Didn't understand the relationship policies from part of a query. If you are attempting to use the custom relation, please sure this is correct only. Might be this is the tool which is not supporting inner queries, but you can run the same query in the developer console. Okay. Developer console is the another way of you can run the queries, guys. There is a query editor here for the data export, execute. Don't understand the relationship policies is from. Is Hmm. One second, guys.
those people. Now this header, here there is nothing. All right.
To get accounts with some information from child call services. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was using just policies, right? But policies is the custom object, right? So we have to always append underscore underscore R. But generally, if we see our previous one, whenever we are looking for the parent object, I just given account underscore underscore R. But here, if I give just policy underscore underscore R, it will not work. You have to give the child relationship name. Okay. This child relationship name policies underscore underscore R because this is the custom one. Okay. So whenever you give like that, so you can see all the child records which are respective to that particular account. So here you can apply just a group by. Cannot use it in child relationships. It's something like that. Aggregate functions, again, you need to use it, right? So that is the very deep concept in the SQL queries that you will learn as part of the different different class when you are learning about the SQLs. But this is something like that when you, I mean, this is a simple way of accessing your child records. So I don't want to make this as difficult, guys, for you. Whenever you want to access child records from your parent records, you have to write the inner queries. Okay. And another thing you need to remember is inside the inner queries, you should not use the API name of that particular object. You have to use the child relationship name. Okay. That is the another important thing that I would like to tell you. That's the reason when you are creating this relationship, always you remember that there is a child relationship name and we use this name when we are trying to query the things from the database. Okay. This is the example of parent to child. And another thing is we are writing the query on the child object, that is policy is the child object, and whenever we want to extract the information from parent, then we are going to use that particular field API name. This is the anything, both the places we are going to use underscore underscore r. Okay, dot account number. This is how you can access child to parent and parent to child things. So any questions on this, guys? How to access parent to child in case of parent-child relationship? If you are writing a query on parent record, if you want to get the child information, how to do it? Okay. So let me write down that also here. On the data export, so as part of the SQL query, as part of the SQL query, below are the, let me just give you these links, guys. These links are very helpful. So you can easily understand, or it has different queries, guys. You just need to see, first you just try to understand how to access simple queries. Okay. It doesn't have too much queries. It have only a limited queries. I'll explain you examples of SQL. Okay. So from here you can start. So it is just a simple select statement. After that, it's a it's a fields. Okay. So select field all from account limit 200. Okay. If you execute this query, so you can just make this. Okay, you can just use this as the example and just try to execute one by one query in your export in your export thing. Then you can easily understand. So field solve is something like that. It selects all the fields from account. Okay. So it selects all the fields from account, and limit is something like that in case of more than 200 records. Right now you have 27 records, right? If I make limit as 20, it will just retrieve the 20 records. Okay. And if you want to limit 20 records depending on the created date, so you can use something like that. Order by clause, guys. Order by created date, DESC. Okay. Then it will just retrieve the, it will first get the accounts. Okay. And order by created date, DESC means the recent to old, guys. DESC will always gives you the descending order. Okay. That means the latest will always be first and then old ones. Okay. So it will just give the recent 20 account records. Okay. So limit clause is something like that. It will just cut it off how many records I need to take it out from the database that satisfies these criteria. Okay. So order by class generally we use to sort out the things in ASC or DSC. Okay, ascending or descending. So in case of date fields, it's latest to old. In case of other fields, it's just A to Z. Okay. In case of number fields, small to max or max to small. In case of string fields, A to Z, Z to A. Okay. ASC or DSC. So fields all will do all the fields extract, or if you want to individually take some fields, you will do some fields, and it has three things. If you want to export only custom fields, fields custom. If you want to export only standard fields, fields standard. Okay, like that. These are the ones. If you don't give limit, it will get all the records. If you give limit, it will get only that many number of records. Okay. And if you want to extract some fields and then all custom fields, you can write this kind of queries. Or some custom fields, all standard fields, this kind of query. Okay. And another thing is inner queries concept, guys. Okay. This is the one. The fields keyword can also be used in subqueries. Fields all. The API returns an error if the select statement rejects any duplicated fields name. For example, this query. Okay. So let me try to run this query, guys, first. Okay. So this is the inner queries concept. Whenever you want to return, this is account. Okay. Contacts. Account dot contacts they mentioned, guys. But basically, you can just simply give the child relationship name contacts. Also works. Okay. You can either parent name dot child relationship name, or simply if you can provide the child relationship name also works. But in previous example, I have to give underscore underscore r, guys. But in this example, no need to give because contact is the standard object. And the child relationship name of contact is contacts. Okay. How do I got to know the child relationship of contact? If you feel like that, you can simply go to object manager and you can go to contact object. And you can go to field relationship and you can go to this particular field. This is the relationship field, right? So whenever you go to this particular relationship, this is the child relationship name. Okay, contacts. That child relationship name we are referencing inside the queries. Okay. This is one of your interview question. They will ask you, guys, can I apply limit in inner queries? Okay. Yes, we can apply limit in inner queries as well as outer queries. Both the places we can apply limit. Okay. So other thing they are saying is this query will return you the error because field solve itself returns ID also, guys, because field solve will return all the fields. But again, you are trying to query this particular field alone. So this is something like that duplicated field names. That case, it is going to throw the errors. That means if you query the same field two times, you will get the error. Okay. Okay. These are another thing. You are going to get all fields information depending on some IDs where ID in. Okay. ID, sir. If you would like to get fields information only for this particular IDs, in case of single ID, you are going to write equals to. In case of multiple IDs, you can write it in a two ways. Either you can use in operator or you can use or operators like ID equals to this or this or this. These are all examples of where condition, guys. Whenever you want to apply some conditions for the SQL query, the results that you are returning, so you would like to get the results depending on certain filter conditions. Then we always use the where keyword. Okay. So you can leave about the rest of the things because that is how to execute CSL, I mean CLI, but you never use the CLI, guys. So you just install the inspector and try to execute these simple basic queries, guys. Okay. After that, just try to execute where queries. Okay. So it gives you example of how to use different operators like last name, like that means last name contains any of these value, then it will display in operators. Okay. So this SOQL and SOSL leave about this, guys. I'll tell you in later classes. But basically, we use and we write these queries so and so in while writing the Apex code, guys. While writing the Apex code, we write these queries left and right. For the admin, SOSL is never required because you cannot execute the SOSL queries using this data export also. Okay. It's always SOQL queries. You can just concentrate. Okay. So SOQL, how to use where conditions, how to use group by conditions. Okay. Having order by limit, offset. Okay. These are the just simple SOQL language. It's almost similar to the SQL language. Okay, so if you see these queries and if you execute these queries here, you will just get a clear idea. Okay, and if you're not able to understand any query which is present, at least the basic queries select, where conditions, group by conditions, order by. Okay, order by is something which I have explained. You can order as a ascending or descending. Having is something like that. Having and group by. Group by is something like that. Whenever we want to um like group by certain account ID, you want to get like a group of information. Like all the green color ones one place, all the red color ones one place. Okay, that's okay. Tomorrow I'll explain more about this group by, guys. Okay, group by and having, but make sure that you are comfortable with the select statement syntaxes and how to use where condition and how to use order by condition and what is limit. Okay. The rest of the things like with condition, group by, having, offset. These are the four extra features that I'll explain in tomorrow's class. Okay. That's it for today, guys. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask me, or else please feel free to drop off.